What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Rad, back with another video, and today we're going to talk about why CDs, compact discs, yes, are making a comeback. And you might be saying, isn't streaming the future? Well, maybe, but CDs are making a strong comeback. I'm going to delve into why. Some of it might blow your mind and why you're going to want to jump on board. If it's something you're interested in, click like, subscribe if you hadn't already. Let's get into it.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
Here's the problem with streaming services. You may think places like Apple Music, Pandora, and even YouTube, uh, streaming is just the best option there is because you have millions of songs literally in your pocket. I understand that part, but what most people don't realize is that these streaming services compress data to make the files smaller when they're online. What that does is severely hinder the sound, wind up cutting out a lot of what you know from older songs. Have you had that where you've listened to a song online and you said there's just something wrong with that song? It doesn't sound like back in the day when I heard it on the radio or when I had it in a cassette player or a CD. It's because when it's streaming, they compress the data to make it smaller and it winds up ruining the sound quality. And don't even get me started about autotune. I found out recently that one of the Queen albums, they auto-tuned Freddie Mercury. I mean, why would you do that? Don't mess with the original. That's like putting ketchup on a gourmet steak. Why would you mess with perfection? So you may be asking yourself, where do CDs come in? And the fact is they were mastered differently. Engineers back in the day recorded them at 16-bit and 44.1 kilohertz quality. That's uncompressed, full fidelity sound. What that meant was you can hear every drum hit, you can hear every pull of the guitar string, you can hear every breath that the artist did into the microphone. And that's the way they intended it to be. There was no manipulation and there was no data crunching to get that effect. Compared to streaming, CDs just have a much richer, warmer sound. The bass seems to thump harder, the highs sparkle, the mids just come to life. And it's like comparing a 4K movie to a blurry YouTube upload. It just doesn't sound the same. When you put it in a good player or when you listen to it on headphones, the music just comes alive. And then you find yourself wondering, what have I been missing out on all this time? But it's not just about sound quality. Streaming services are actually starting to change the music. Streaming platforms and labels are now starting to offer remastered versions where they completely change what the original song sounded like. I mean, imagine getting or listening to a remastered version of Nirvana's Nevermind, and it sounds completely different and takes away the rawness of what it was. The thing about a CD is you own it, recorded in its original form, and they can't take that away from you. Streaming isn't forever. I've said it before in past videos about video games and downloading everything that you have. Songs get pulled all the time, just like games do. One day your favorite song is there, and the next day it's not. Whether the platform removes it, there's artist disputes, whatever it is, they're gone. With a CD, you own them forever and you can pop them in and listen to them anytime you want. You don't need the internet. You don't even need electricity because if your electricity is out, just have some batteries, pop it in your boombox or in your Walkman, and you're good to go. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What about vinyl? If you've watched my channel, you know that I love vinyl and I collect it and I listen to it on a weekly basis. The sound, the analog sound, the crackle of the record, the needle on the record, it's pure nostalgia. It takes me back every single time. But let's be real. Lately, vinyl's gotten expensive. To get a new album, which I don't even really like the new albums, the way that they're made, they're over $30 at times. And then when you're going into vinyl shops trying to find originals, I get it. I'm a collector and I'm a reseller at times too. So I get that there's value to it, but it's just not that cheap anymore. And it's not portable. We're not going to pop a bunch of vinyl records into our backpack for a long road trip. See, CDs are the sweet spot. you can pretty much pick them up anywhere. Thrift stores, $1, $2, garage sales, sometimes 50 cents. They're small, compact, and they're portable. You can take them anywhere. You can pop them in your car. You can put them in your portable player like your Walkman or your boombox. And the sound quality is still far superior over streaming services. And something that I mentioned before is with CDs, you actually own them. There's something about having the CD, the cover art, the notes on the inside, and then as I mentioned in a couple videos ago, the tactile experience of popping open the CD player, taking the CD out, putting it in there, closing the lid, pushing play, hearing or seeing it spin. It just adds to the experience and almost makes you feel closer to the artist itself. I mean, just today I was digging through some CDs of what I wanted to listen to, and I end up pulling up, one of my favorites, Daft Punk. Um, I love Belgian New Beat. Sorry about the lighting, and pulled out my old rave CD. One that y'all might not be familiar with, but I love is My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. One of my favorite soundtracks, and remember soundtracks, guys. I wish we still had them on CD. One of the best ones out there was from Cool World. That was a great soundtrack. Uh, KLF, remember that? And and then just end it with a normal one, a banger, Eraser. You see, every one of those discs tell a story, and it's so much better to have those than it is to just tap add to library. So why should you start buying CDs again? Better sound quality, no sneaky edits, portability, affordability, and the awesome pride of ownership. See, streaming's had its time and it's ready for CDs to make their encore. So next time you're at a thrift store or garage sale, grab a couple CDs, bring them home, dust off the player, or if you don't have one, go buy yourself a new one, pop it in, hit play, and experience the difference. So you ready to give CDs a spin? Let me know in the comments below if you were to look for one, what would be the one you would want to find? If you're already a collector, let me know some of the ones that you have in your stack. And if you like this type of content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for future videos going down memory lane. Stay rad. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video.